Coming up on this special edition of County Connection, it's all about being prepared for disaster. There are some do's and don'ts. Don't panic, and do plan ahead. We all know about wildfires and earthquakes, but what about flooding and even tsunamis? We'll take a look at these on this special edition of County Connection.
Hi, I'm Melissa Fye. In this program, we're taking a look at disasters and asking the important question, are you prepared?
Is your family prepared for a disaster? San Diego County is vulnerable to many types of disasters: wildfires, earthquakes, flooding, and tsunamis, just to name a few. While we cannot predict when the next disaster will occur, it is always a good time to be prepared for the future. Do you know what you and your family will do during the next emergency? One of the best ways you can be prepared is to develop a family disaster plan. This plan should include a drawing of your home's floor plan with the location of doors, windows, and any other possible escape routes, where fire extinguishers and utilities such as gas and water valves, including your main circuit breaker, are located and how and when to shut them off. A list of items in your emergency supply kit and where it's located in case you need to evacuate quickly. At least 2 identified meeting places, one outside of your home and one outside of your neighborhood in case you and your family get separated. Important phone numbers and emergency contacts, one in the area and one out of your area who you can call in an emergency. Make sure everyone memorizes these numbers too. It is also important to consider any unique needs in your household when developing your plan. Do you have young children? Do you care for older adults? Are there any family members in your home who have access and functional needs, who may need specific medical devices and equipment? Do you have pets, service animals, or livestock? And lastly, don't just talk about it. Put your plan into action. During an emergency, you may not have much time to evacuate. Make sure you practice your plan with all of your family, pets too, at least twice a year so that everyone is familiar with it. To get started on your own family disaster plan, visit readysandiego.org.
In the last few years, wildfires have been a huge concern, but there are some things that you can do to protect your home. Let's hear from an expert.
I'm CAL FIRE Public Information Officer Isaac Sanchez, and I'm here to talk to you about ways that you can prepare for and prevent wildfire. One of the ways that you can prepare for wildfire is by creating defensible space around your home. And the way you can do that is by removing any vegetation that could potentially catch fire from the area immediately surrounding your home. But when you're creating your defensible space, you need to make sure that you're doing it in as safe a manner as possible. That includes utilizing the proper tools, limiting your work to first thing in the morning when temperatures are low and the humidity is high, and in the event that you're utilizing powered equipment, always have a fire extinguisher nearby in case you inadvertently start a fire. Creating defensible space doesn't mean that your home has to look like it sits on a dirt lot. Replace any vegetation that you've removed with drought and fire resistant plants like this cactus right here. So now that you've created all that defensible space and you want to haul that vegetation to a green waste facility, make sure all your tow chains are properly secured and you have no dragging metal behind your trailer, because that can create sparks and start a fire. And if you have to stop along the way, make sure it's in a gravel area, because the exhaust system on your truck can get incredibly hot and that'll start a fire too. Proper vehicle maintenance is just as important. Make sure to check your tires and your brakes regularly, because a blowout or worn out brakes can lead to a spark, and that leads to fire. For more information on how to properly prepare and prevent wildfire, go to readysandiego.org or readyforwildfire.org.
So let's say you've been told to leave your home to evacuate, and you only have a few minutes to get out. What do you take?
This is our wedding album, and you can really see what a beautiful day it was. It was a really fun party.
It was the biggest day in Erin Crable's life.
My husband John and I were married on October 20th, 2007.
But she can't look at these wedding pictures without remembering something else. Something that happened the very next day.
As many people know, that was the day before one of the largest wildfires in San Diego history.
The Witch Creek Fire, wind-driven blazes roared across San Diego's backcountry. destroying over 600 homes, including one owned by the parents of Aaron's new husband. It was a family catastrophe.
My new mother-in-law left the house literally with the clothes on her back and her animals in her car.
Unfortunately, these stories are not uncommon. During disasters, people sometimes lose everything, a lifetime of documents, memories, treasured belongings. In the panic of an evacuation, sometimes people just aren't prepared.
I don't believe that having 15 minutes and being unprepared is going to allow you to make good decisions.
When an emergency like a fire is happening, is not the time to decide what your most important possessions are. The County of San Diego says, think ahead of time. Create a grab-and-go kit. Aaron has one now.
Insurance documents, photographs. It has a key to our safety deposit box and things that basically are irreplaceable. Something that I keep in a convenient space if we needed to leave the home quickly.
Remember also, ATM machines may not be working, so keep some cash and prescription medications and a first aid kit.
One very simple step that people can take is to register their mobile phones with Alert San Diego so that they receive evacuation notifications quickly from local law enforcement. Preparing for disasters doesn't really have to be complicated or expensive. It's just a matter of a few simple, easy steps.
What happened to Aaron's in-laws on that day in 2007 is a tragic reminder that a little bit of preparation can preserve a lifetime of memories.
Go ahead, Jack.
For Aaron and her family, there's now comfort in knowing they're prepared.
My peace of mind is based on the fact that I know that if I was given 15 minutes to leave, I would be able to concentrate on the health and safety of my family and not what I need to bring with me.
Just a little bit of preparation can mean so much.
Crazy kids.
If you have to grab and go.
One other thing to keep in mind, your pets. If the evacuation order comes, how do you take care of your pets? Well, we produced a public service announcement recently that may help out with that. Take a look.
Planning for emergencies is smart, but does the family emergency plan include pets? Don't forget your pets when planning for an emergency. For more information, visit ReadySanDiego.org.
That public service announcement gives the Golden Doodle perspective. Now, there are 10 other very short PSAs we produced recently, full of disaster preparedness information. It's a series of PSAs called Earn the Perfect 10. Here's a look at some of them.
Number 1. During emergencies, your phone can be your lifeline. To evacuation notices, official information, know what's happening, know where to go. Stay alert, San Diego. Register your number today. It's fast, it's easy, and there's no cost. To learn more, go to ReadySanDiego.org and earn the perfect 10. Number 4. Staying informed. Fire, flood, earthquake. Once disaster strikes, correct information is vital. Power outages, phone outages. Make sure you have a battery-powered radio at the ready and spare batteries. If disaster strikes, you need official information. You need to know what to do. Be sure to download the county's emergency mobile app. Official information at your fingertips. To learn more, go to ReadySanDiego.org and earn the perfect 10. Number 5. Disaster planning. Do you have a family disaster plan? Having a plan helps you stay calm if disaster strikes. A family disaster plan should include where to meet up with your family, how to communicate if phones are out, how family members can turn off utilities if you're not at home. Get your family disaster plan template and download the county's emergency app at readysandiego.org and earn the perfect 10. Number 7, emergency supplies. So you're creating an emergency supply kit. You're smart. But what do you include? Be self-sufficient for 72 hours. That's 3 days. 1 gallon of water per person per day. Non-perishable food. 1 week's worth of medications on hand. What items do you need for your kids and your pets? For a full list of items, go to readysandiego.org and earn the perfect 10. Number 9, the county's emergency mobile app. You download lots of smartphone apps. Be sure to have one that really matters. The county's emergency mobile app. You get official information, emergency maps, news straight from the source, how to prepare before a disaster, how to recover after. To learn more, go to readysandiego.org and earn the perfect 10.
To watch the rest of the videos, you can visit readysandiego.org. Now, in a disaster, the County Office of Emergency Services can't do it all. Volunteers saw that there was a need to help a very special group of residents, the elderly living in residential care facilities.
2014, Carlsbad called. We had the wildfires. It was pretty much, oh my God. That was the first time that we actually got to practice what we had implemented. It was really incredible.
It was an eye-opener for us to see where we need to improve and where we can better assist our communities, but it definitely helped the situation where we were able to assist the RCFEs in relocation and providing services.
The RCFE task force is liaison between the facilities and either the county or the city emergency management.
It's really a community outreach, reaching out to all the assisted livings and boarding cares here in the county and educating them for preparedness, what they need to do during and how we can assist them.
We always say that emergency management is a team sport. There's no way that government can respond to large catastrophic events on our own. And so we rely upon not only the private sector and nonprofit organizations, but also everyday people who volunteer. A great example is the residential care facilities for the elderly task force. Regina Nanu and Joyce Ballesteros are just incredibly valuable to us. They've put in countless hours, and this is just out of their own passion for disaster readiness and making sure that our community can recover appropriately.
We are talking to residents that are residing in a long-term care facility. So when they have an emergency, what is it that they can do when the disaster strikes? But when they are prepared with all their information and their go back, then it's easier for the facilities to do what they need to do.
The County of San Diego is committed to recognizing and honoring individuals that are dedicated to the best ideals of public service. You two certainly exemplify that ideal.
Overwhelming, very humbling. It's a big honor. It's really incredible, and I hope that we can pay this forward and take this and really be more effective in what we're doing all the time.
And that's it. Thanks so much for joining us on this special disaster preparedness edition of County Connection. For more information, you can visit readysandiego.org.